The year is 1983. The world teeters on the verge of destruction as the Cold War tightens its icy grip. East or West, trust no one, question everything. The fate of all humanity rests in your hands as you play spy versus spy in tactical phantom doctrine. Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and that's the description of a brand new game which is out just yesterday on Steam called, you guessed it, Phantom Doctrine. This is a turn-based tactical spy game that puts you in the shoes of sort of a third-party spy agency, or at least that's my understanding of it, during the Cold War. It is very clearly inspired by XCOM, and is frankly a really interesting looking game. I don't do a ton of these tactics games. I think I probably should. It certainly makes sense for me to cover a game like this given, it's very historically based, not on any sort of real history, but at least historically themed might be a better way to say it. The description of the game on Steam is that it's a strategic turn-based espionage thriller set in the peak of the Cold War, drawing on a wide variety of influences and capturing the subtle intrigue of classic spy films. The game thrusts the player into a mysterious world of covert operations, counterintelligence, conspiracies, and paranoia. As a leader of a secret organization known only as the Cabal, you're charged with preventing a global conspiracy that seeks to pit leader against leader and nation against nation by carrying out secret missions, investigating classified files, and interrogating enemy agents. A sinister plot is uncovered. With the clock ticking, it must be thwarted to save the world from an unthinkable fate. So that is Phantom Doctrine, and it's an interesting looking game. It's something I don't know a ton about other than that. I actually saw it originally brought up by a developer, the developer of Burden of Command, which is an upcoming turn-based World War II tactical game that I've been following, and they kind of mentioned that this game was coming out. It's made by Creative Forge Games, that's the developer. It's published by Good Shepherd Entertainment. Creative Forge appears to have some previous games out, Hard West being one of them, but I don't know, I don't see a ton of other stuff on here that they've done. Good Shepherd as a publisher has a fair amount of games out, but again, nothing that I've really, I scroll through here and I don't really see anything in particular that stands out as something that I've played before. It does look like they might have some Breach and Clear stuff in here, which is another tactical turn-based game, I believe, a combat type game. But yeah, that's about all I know, so why don't we go ahead and jump in. This is going to be very much a first look of this game. I've played through the tutorial, and that's about it. So we'll play through the tutorial again, as well as our first mission in the campaign, and we'll see if this is something you guys like. Again, this is a first impressions video, so take that for what it is. I'm not an expert in the game, and the audio here was taken from a live stream from the other day, so it's very much my first reaction to playing through this game. Raw and largely uncut. So why don't we go ahead and jump in with a new game. We're going to go ahead and play the regular game. It doesn't look like I can play the extended version, it gives you a more in-depth version of the story and gets you to the bottom of things. Well, I don't know if I have to beat it once through. Even if I turn the difficulty up, it doesn't look like I can get that extended version, so maybe I have to build it. Even if I click Iron Man and Hard, I still can't get that extended version, so I don't know if that's because the game just came out today, or if that's because you've got to beat it once to do that, which certainly could be possible. We're going to set it to... I hesitate to set to anything harder because I haven't played a game like this, so at least for now we're going to go ahead and play on easy difficulty. We're going to play Iron Man mode. I guess we can play I guess we'll play Iron Man mode. We'll have the tutorial on and we'll have subtitles on. But with that being said, let's go ahead and, let's do medium. Let's do medium difficulty. It may just be me getting myself slaughtered, but we'll do medium difficulty, Iron Man mode. We'll play the tutorial and the regular campaign. We can play, apparently, our background is one of two options. So there's a locked version, and then there's a CIA or KGB version. The CIA version of the game, or background, I guess, for our agent. We can either be codenamed Deadpan, an elite CIA wetwork commando, unravel a conspiracy set in the middle of war-torn Beirut and beyond, or we can play as the KGB. Kodak hunt traitors of the motherland and a highly decorated KGB counterintelligence operative. Okay. It says background for our character setup, but it does sound like there's a different, or at least a slightly different cadence to the campaign. You can see here at the bottom it says different backgrounds feature separate openings with different tactical missions, objectives, and different perspectives on the opening of the story of Phantom Doctrine. Feel free to choose either. And we'll go with... I don't know, it'd be funny. I wonder if some of these guys are like developers or whatnot. You can choose from a bunch of different passport photos. I think it'd be kind of cool if you could like upload your own photo into the game. Not that I would want to do that. We're going to go with this random generic guy with interesting sunglasses on. Our real name is going to be Jack Ryan. We could go with John Clark also. That would probably be more fitting for a spy. But we'll just call ourselves Jack Ryan, and we'll go ahead and create. So this is our character. I think it's just a generic face or preset. You know, we'll go with Slim. I don't really spend... I really don't, in these types of games, tend to spend a whole lot of time manipulating my character. So there's a lot you can do here between details, headgear. You know, you can wear hats and ooh, I like this. You can modify your outfit, for example. Great. I guess we can go with more of like a James Bond look. We have like a dark suit. Really the right kind of pants. A belt buckle. I don't know. I don't really care. Got 8 pant options. Whatever. I'm not bald. We'll do slick back. All right, whatever. I don't really generally care about this stuff. Let's just go ahead and jump in.
The events you're about to see may have been buried, covered up. Those with traceable records have been marked with the specific date they occurred on. Verify at your own risk, but trust no one. Ooh, ominous. The rain falls from the sky over a storm-swept ocean as CS Marquis. Marquis? A submarine just surfaced in the middle of a storm next to a ship. That looks dangerous to me. The very James Bond-esque opening here. Ominous stuff happening.
This is Golf Yankee Juliet uniform. Reporting contraband seized.
Understood. Break off patrol. Head back to base.
Что? Показать расшифровку. Побыстрее. Немедленно послать в Москву. Немедленно.
We got intel from Vladivostok. It's big, Steve.
Langley seen it yet?
No. Should they?
Hell yeah, but use the network. We don't want anyone listening in.
First the British, and now the Americans. Was there anyone else you wanted to involve in our plans?
I am handling it, Valhalla. Get out. Both of you.
Your incompetence has exposed us. Now Iceberg is in jeopardy.
Doing all of this in the open was your idea.
True. It was a simple plan that any fool could have executed. And you failed.
Gentlemen, this problem is easily solved.
Traitors.
Now, don't shout. It's bad for your heart.
So I'm guessing they shot him with a dart that induced a heart attack? That's one way to solve a problem, I guess. Very spy-esque. Is this the hunt for Red October? I don't think so. Tutorial. So we're going to do an Operation Threshold, which is the tutorial of the game. The primary objective is reach the sleeper agent and activate his control phrase, steal the shipping manifest, and evacuate to the other side of the border. Beholder Initiative cover-up ops, urgent top secret. Briefing, high-value cargo was hijacked by British agent Kingfish to redeploy in United Kingdom. Run recovery ops. Phase 1, enter British sector in FRG, collect necessary forms from secured location, activate sleeper asset, Rook. Oh, I can't read. That looked like a period, not a comma. Activate sleeper asset Rook.
Further orders to be disclosed in due course. Handler Valhalla. Okay, so we need to break in, steal some stuff, and activate a sleeper agent, and then evacuate.
I hope you have a good reason for pulling me off that RAF gig.
Absolutely. This operation is crucial to Project Iceberg.
Why are you even talking to me? You're taking an awful risk.
Nonsense. They may be expecting defectors, but not the kind of hardware you're carrying.
Ihre Papiere bitte.
Papiera bitte. Oh, shit! Alright, well, apparently shooting German security in the middle of the open is a standard fare for Cold War. This guy's just touting around an AK-47 in the middle of a street in Germany. In the DDR. Okay. Alright, so this appears to be our character, Kingfish. I'm assuming that's 90 out of 90 health, 5 body vest. There's speed and firepower icons, I think. 2x movement, I guess, if we move here. It's the tutorial, so it's telling us to move exactly to this hex, so that's fine. I'll go ahead and right-click on the hex, and then my soldier, or my troop, will move this way. I don't know why there's a security guard right there. I guess I'm kind of confused because I thought we just killed him. The game is explaining action points and fire points, so when you move around, it uses action points. When you fight combat, it uses fire points. Action points are this blue triangle. Fire points are this sort of diamond that's colored orange. And we've used up our points, I guess, so it's going to go ahead and end the turn. Meanwhile, once you end the turn, you've got sort of an enemy activity phase. You can see the enemy units move around. This is a turn-based game. Thank you there, J Street, for the bits. This is a turn-based game, so you can definitely see that the adversaries move around, then you move, then they move, then you move, then they move. So there's that. Again, we're moving over here. This red sector represents sort of restricted areas. If we go in here, they'll set off an alarm, basically, and combat will start. Right now, we're kind of in a sneak phase. But if we're outside that red area, then there won't be combat. And, you know, just a random person sort of walking around the German DDR. Meanwhile, if we hover over the enemy here, you can see his expected patrol path represented by blue little triangles there. So it looks like he's going to swing around those shipping containers and be out of sight. So we can move here without any risk. It's not inside the red zone, just as the game demonstrates to us. And then we can go ahead and end the turn. The German guard will follow that expected path. You can see here the enemy activity bar kind of fills up as the enemy does their things. Now that he's out of sight, we can see here he's sort of around the corner. This other German has his back to us, so we can actually enter this restricted zone, and we can use Q and E, for example, on the keyboard to get a better sight, because these are, you know, these maps are a little bit convoluted. There's things to hide behind, and there's things that bad guys can hide behind as well. So we're going to go ahead and move here, again, as the game says. Which then moves us apparently through an unlocked gate, which might be considered trespassing, but anyway. And then we're going to move here. So I just sort of skipped over. There was a red icon over here that was representing a security camera that was able to see us. So we just went into this room, basically, and turned that camera off. So now we can get into this building, which is where we're trying to get in the first place. Meanwhile, enemy activity continuing to occur, but nothing that we can see. We are going to go ahead and, I guess, move into the main building. So you can see here we just moved up to it. It's moving us forward again. We're going to go through this door. We turned off that camera. And now there appears to be a bad guy right here. But it actually appears to be a sleeper agent. So the enemy agent is located. This is one of our sleeper agents. Use the control phrase for the abilities menu. So go ahead and you see this icon down here which represents abilities. We can go ahead here and you can see take control over an enemy agent subject to control phrase target. So it will cost 1 fire point and has a 3-turn cooldown. The agent's name is Rook. We can go ahead and do that. And apparently we can control his mind by saying something, and he's going to scream, and now he's our agent that we can control. So we can go ahead and click on him. We can go ahead and use the mouse up wheel to move up between floors. You scroll between floors. So this is the ground floor. By using the mouse up button, we can see here, we can get to the objective we're going to. There's an enemy agent here, but they don't know we've taken over Rook. So we can go ahead and move him up the stairwell. He's going to move up next to his buddy, who's not going to be aware that he's our agent. And then we can go ahead and use the ability, the takedown ability, to knock this German guy out, clubbing him with an AK-47. You can see here all characters have certain levels of awareness. It's used to select actions. Example, takedown in combat. Awareness allows agents to dodge when shot at, effectively reducing received damage. Awareness regenerates every turn, and it can be raised by abilities and items. Okay, so Rook moved up the stairwell, and now the game is telling us to end turn. So we'll go ahead and do that. And use the spotter support to lift fog of war and reveal enemies and civilians inside the indicated rooms. Note that support agents operate from specific direction and must have line of sight to the target to be effective. So we can go ahead and use the support ability. We can go ahead and click this little square that it wants us to. You get this sort of, I don't know what I want to call it, but it's almost like a little bubble that shows you where it's going to unveil if there's enemies within there. So we can go ahead and do that. Hit confirm. Apparently we've got the support agent that's kind of looking through an old-style telescope, and that tells us that there are not German. Well, I guess they are Germans. There are bad guys inside this room that we're going to have to deal with. So it wants us to move Rook over to one of the doors. There appear to be 2 doors into this room, and then it wants us to take Kingfish, our main agent, and move him upstairs as well to the other door. So we'll move Kingfish up to that doorway as well, and now we've got people at both doors, and we're going to use the breach ability to breach the room, presumably. Again, it's going to tell me it costs 1 fire point, 3 ammunition. Going to do 75 damage. This guy's 35, this guy's 35, so I'm assuming since it's 75, it should kill both these guys, but we'll find out. We'll go ahead and hit breach, which is going to cause both of our agents that are adjacent to these doors in the room, since they're both on this blue hex, they're both going to be participating. So go ahead and breach, and there you go. Just wiped out those guys. Now the alarm is sounded. This sort of red haze around the edge of the map is telling us that the enemy is aware that something is going on because we've used non-suppressed weapons, which will always trigger the alarm and start combat. So up till this point, we were not in combat. We were able to sneak around. The enemy wouldn't always shoot at us. Now we are in combat, which means that the enemy will engage us essentially on sight. So we'll go ahead and end the turn and move forward to the next phase. I'll see if I can turn the game volume up here real quick. One sec. It's hard to balance between my own audio and the game volume in a lot of games like this, but let me know if this sounds okay or if I end up sounding like I'm being washed out. I did turn it up a little bit, so hopefully you can hear it a little bit more. The audio of people speaking, frankly, is pretty muted as well. But the objective here is to move to the safe to grab the documents, so we'll go ahead and right-click on the safe. That'll move our soldier or agent up to the safe. He's getting the documents, so we've stolen the shipping manifest. Alright, so now we need to call the evac, which I believe is a evacuation button down here. Going to show up over here. That's where the evac sector is going to be. We'll go ahead and confirm that. And it'll take 2 turns to arrive, so we need to set up an overwatch position. So we need the select our gun, select overwatch. So our agent is actually, this guy is going to be responsible for providing overwatch in the room. And then our other agent, Rook, is going to move to the window. And he'll set up overwatch facing outside. And he'll overwatch here. I'm assuming when I hover over different squares, if I select here, everything in orange is the area that will be under overwatch. So you can see here we've got one soldier looking through the window that's guarding this whole area. We've got Kingfish who's guarding inside the room, so if anybody comes in the open doors, they'll be shot by Kingfish. If anybody goes toward the exfil area outside, then Rook will shoot him through the window. And that's where we're at right now. Okay, so you can see here, Rook just killed some guy coming in this way, and Kingfish engaged and killed a guy coming in the doorway. So we killed 2 German agents, both trying to obviously kill us. So now the objective here is for Rook to jump out the window and take cover to reduce incoming damage. So he's going to jump out the window, move to that section that the game's telling us to move him to. You can see there is sort of an overhang or a railing here that is going to give some cover. And then apparently there is a attack full auto option, which allows me to engage this guy. Phantom Doctrine has no random chance to hit, but attacks can deal varying amounts of damage, presented as follows: maximum damage, minimum damage. Targets automatically dodge incoming attacks provided they aren't at point-blank range. Dodging costs awareness. A dodge attack deals minimum damage, else maximum damage. Damage is further reduced by target armor and cover. Note, in Infiltration at the beginning of combat, enemy awareness is always 0, except for enemy agents who start with full awareness. So essentially, you always take damage. There is no such thing as a missed shot completely. There's just varying degrees of damage that occur based off of awareness and I assume some other factors like range and cover and all of that. So we're going to go ahead and order our other guy to move down here. Kingfish jumping out the window, hopping down onto the turf, and then running toward the hex that he's been told to run to. Some weapons are accurate enough to land devastating headshots, but cost awareness. So we can go ahead and use this 38, I assume it's a 38 Magnum. You can see here there's a bad guy over here. By clicking on this, it gives me the option to attack with a headshot. I assume this means I could select between enemies, but there's only one I can select right now because I only see him. He's sort of hiding behind this target. We can go ahead and confirm, and I guess it's going to cost awareness for our soldier, but it also just knocked him out with a headshot. So we'll go ahead and end the turn, and there's that. Enemy activity. All right, so our ride is here. Why turn that bitch? All right. So when the evac compromise timer elapses, you'll incur a danger penalty upon the conclusion of the mission. Note, however, that it does not affect the mission's success or failure. Okay. Right. So we're going to go ahead and move into the exfil area.
Mission objective complete.
Rook's also going to move into the exfil area, this little blue area on the map. And evacuate. So we'll go ahead and choose the evacuate option. Confirm. Don't mind us. We've just killed several DDR guards and we'll be on our way in a nondescript blue van. There's no one else around. You've reached the end of the tutorial. Congratulations. Alright. And with that, I'm going to take a sip of my lovely beer. Beer. It's good for the soul. Not necessarily the liver, though. Okay, so we won that mission, or the tutorial mission. It looks like the next objective or mission here is Unsanctioned Raid, codename Whitefish. We arrived in Pakistan to check up on their alleged nuclear program. We enter the mission area in disguise, but it isn't foolproof. Keep clear of high-ranking Pakistani troops. Do not engage unless they fire first. Confirm the existence of the fission device. Then evacuate before they know we're even here. Okay, the primary objective is to find proof of the project. The secondary, or the other primary objective is to evacuate. Once you complete, there is no secondary objective. Now, this does make me wonder. I don't think Pakistan had a nuke by 1983, but I am curious because Pakistan and India are some of the newer members of the nuclear club. So let's take a look here. Pakistan nuclear program. All right, well, I don't know offhand. It's very historical. It's very historical, but I don't know offhand. They did detonate some nukes in the late 90s, apparently. Anyway, there's that. $1998. Okay, that would make sense. All right, so let's go ahead and jump in.
6 weeks earlier.
A long-ass program.
I think this Pakistani nuclear program is legit?
Leslie's usually right about these things.
Really? Shit. I bet him $10 it wasn't.
You're a hopeless dreamer, Bolt.
Kerna Hills Air Force Base, Pakistan, 11 March 1983, local time, 12:30 in the morning.
Found a nice landing spot. I'll wait here until you call for evac.
Good. Keep the comms to a minimum. Our disguise is pretty thin as it is.
What if Leslie calls?
I don't think he'll be joining us on this one. He's on the move.
Okay, so we're getting someone staying in the Jeep. We appear to be showing up in what look like hazmat suits. Like, we're not sure if they've got nuclear weapons, but we're showing up in full radiological equipment. Don't mind us, we're not suspicious at all. Alright, so we've got 3 members of our team. Contasta, Durand, and Deadpan. I am Deadpan, I believe. There's a star there, which I assume represents my character's importance. We are in disguise, so that means we can move around more freely, and the enemy won't know we're here. I guess I wish I could zoom out more. I don't see more ability to, like, zoom way the hell out, which I think would be nice. Now, this is more freeform, so it's not going to tell us where to go, but essentially this is the map, it looks like. Now, our objective is to get over here, I think. Somewhere over here. That's what this thing represents. And I don't know why we've got this, like, green swirling, like, sandstorm mist, but it is what it is here. You can say this agent is disguised and safely can go anywhere without raising alarm. Suspicious activities will something. Suspicious activities will witnessed by enemies or civilians will trigger combat. Enemy agents always see through disguise. So we'll go ahead and move here. Because, again, apparently there's nowhere that we can't move, at least initially, without safety.
Get rid of them before you stroll through one.
So there does appear to be a laser barrier. I don't know how to turn it off. Doesn't really give me... I want to go here? I guess I'll have our other people just kind of scout around here. So he's going that way. My skills are at your disposal. Okay, that's good. Good for you. Alright, we'll move you over here. I'm kind of splitting the group up. Optional objectives to disable the laser barriers. I suppose that means we can go straight through them. Though presumably that would trigger combat, I would guess. So, enemy activity here. The Pakistanis appear to have M1A1 Abrams tanks in the 1980s. I don't mean to be too nitpicky, but that seems a little bit not exactly historical. Go in this door. Can. Think. Oh, hi, person. Don't mind us. We're just chilling here. There are laser barriers, though, so it doesn't look like I can move in here. Did I use up all my movement points? Doesn't look like I can move further. Okay. I also don't see really anything in the way of, like, time limitations, which is kind of interesting. Bad guys. Durand. Why don't you move in here? Well, there's a bad guy here. Can I take a picture of this thing? Nice. We took a picture of a classified document. Why, hello, sir. Security guard there. Fire at the selected target with a simple shot. Well, pretty sure I'd fucking kill this guy, but I think we'd give ourselves away. Well, let's not do that. Do we have an ability? Focus? Can we do takedown? Heartbeat sensor? Silently incapacitate the target. There we go. Put negative 45 for infiltration, so I wonder if by doing that we, like, make them aware of our presence or something. I'm not sure. Alright. Costanza, you're gonna go in here. Find us. And I think that's gonna end the turn. Alright. Why, hello, sir. Don't mind me. I'm just gonna stalk in behind you, and then I'm gonna take you out. Abilities. Let's do a takedown. Firm. % minus 45. I don't really know what, again, I don't know what that score means. Alright. Let's go ahead and take pictures of that document now that we knocked out that guy. So, 2 out of 4 top secret documents. I don't know if these guys can, like, wake up. I don't know if there's a cooldown period where when they wake up, then, yeah, I guess that's an interesting question, is, like, do they cool down after a certain amount of time, wake up, and then you've got to deal with it, or do they stay knocked out the whole time? I'm not really sure. In any event, there's 2 people here. So this person appears to be going between things. I'm really nervous about taking out one of these people, because there's 2 people in here, right? So presumably, if I... Ooh, nice. So I disabled the laser barriers.
What the?
Well, the question is, does that raise the alarm? I think that has to end the turn. Guess we'll see if the enemy notices that the laser barrier is down. And that I knocked out their friend. Oh no, they noticed! Well, that's fucked. Alright. So we reached the sealed off area.
Got a lot of background noise. What's up?
Nothing. Lost the tail by hopping on $1 million yacht. No big deal.
Well, we're looking for the reactor. No luck. Traces everywhere, though.
It's there, guaranteed. Keep looking.
I don't know if I can hide the bodies. Does it let you hide the bodies?
My skills are at your disposal.
Can I, like, knock this person out and then... Whatever, they already know we're here. Let's go take a picture of this fucking thing. Alright, so we took a picture of that thing. How about you just stand behind this Jeep? And then our main character is over here. Collect additional intel. Breaching the bunker recommended. Operational. Okay. confused. So haven't all my people moved? I mean, I don't... Guess I'll go hide behind this wall here. I'm sure I could end the turn anyway.
Hey,
Alright, we'll see what the enemy does. I wonder if it's possible to, like... Oh, shit! Well, they sure start shooting pretty damn fast. Someone takes a picture, like, in a room three over, and, they just instantly start opening fire. Oh, no! Stop shooting me! Oh, fuck. My guy's dead as fuck. So, note to self. Don't knock out a civilian. Or anyone, really, with someone else in the room, I'm guessing. And I'm dead.
Deadpan has fallen.
Alright, well... Is there any, like... Is there any point to actually... Oh, good God! Oh, point blank, butchered. Why can't I, like, kill this person? Alright, so we lost, I think, my character. I don't know why there's this laser thing in place. I don't really know where I'm trying to go. Guess I could go over here. I just assumed we would lose when my person was killed, but apparently not. How the hell did he shoot him through there? He just shot him through, like, 2 walls and a window. Is there even a line of sight to that? That's weird. This game seems to be, presuming, like, superhuman I can see through walls and shoot people capabilities for the bad guys. Well, that was different. Kill him? No, probably not. I don't know if I'm gonna have any shooting points left after I move here. Oh, quick. Only grazed? Oh, I'm fucked. Can I, like, turn this shit off? Apparently not. Alright, well, my 2 remaining survivors, I don't really... Gonna run away from me? Coward! Damage bonus on injury. Alright. This guy's... How the hell are they shooting me through a building? He just shot through that whole building. That wall, that wall. There's no way he saw me. Literally, he just shot from over here all the way through to here. Like, where's the line of sight on that?
What the?
I get that he didn't do much damage, but that just seems pretty stupid if you ask me. Alright, Durand, close the distance. Ah! That's just laughable. Like, oh, don't mind me. I'm just walking up to you. I'm gonna shoot you in the face. Alright, I guess you're gonna close the distance. Maybe you can go rescue my dead body. And we'll move from there. Reinforcements arriving. Oh god. That one's legit. They're shooting through an open door there. Yeah, if it's designed on some weird sidestep rule and they can make cross-map shots, that's pretty fucking stupid from a game development perspective, in my opinion. Well, that person didn't survive. I think it's safe to say this mission was a failure. Yours truly, Deadpan died. Canasta died. And we've got one guy left. Yeah, I don't think you should be able to shoot through. It's one thing to say, like, oh, we know a bad guy's cowering behind something, and we're gonna shoot from, you know, we're gonna shoot through the wall to get him. But it's another to, like, legitimately shoot through multiple walls. Yeah! Wait, he didn't die? That's laughable. Can I shoot him again? Not enough fire points. No! What if we... I should have shot with this fucking gun. Well, this guy's fucked. Get ready to watch Durand get blown away. Enemy activity. Oh, don't worry, it's just a graze. It's just a flesh wound. I like how the guy 2 feet away from you runs away. Well, I guess he's probably still gonna shoot me. No!
You have been killed. There is no one to stop Beholder now.
Well, that'd be nice, but I have no idea who Beholder is. Alright, guys, that's gonna do it for this first look of Phantom Doctrine, a new turn-based espionage and combat game that is out on Steam. Came out yesterday. I'll link it in the description. Let me know if you want to see more of this. I know we've got at least one episode of Ultimate General Gettysburg that we still need to catch up on. But I kind of took a detour to play this game in order to just kind of see what's up, because it did come out. It did seem to have quite a bit of positive response within the press, but maybe a little more mixed initial responses from the players. I think the sort of shooting through multiple walls thing is a issue that they're going to have to work on. That really does take away, in my opinion, from some of the appeal of the game. I understand if you want to say, oh, you can see someone through a window, you know they're hiding behind a wall or something like that. That's all fine. But I think when you're talking like on an angle through a building, through multiple walls with no apparent windows, like that's an issue. And this kind of game really needs to have a ability to have stealth even after combat is joined. And that really seems to take away from that ability. So anyway, guys, my initial reaction is this is intriguing, and I'll probably play more either on the channel or not. But I also see some drawbacks that I'd like to see addressed. But we'll see where it goes from here. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, until the next time, this is the Historical Gamer saying thank you for watching, and I'm out.